Are you guys as sick of Donald Trump as I am? Because it's only noon and he's already posted on Truth Social 7 times, and even more since Caitlin Collins sent this tweet. But he's just whining and whining about how he cannot secure the $500 million he needs for his bond, saying he shouldn't have to put up the money until after the appeal. I would be forced to mortgage or sell great assets. Why does he capitalize like that? Perhaps at fire sale prices, and if and when I win the appeal, they would be gone. Does that make sense, he asks. Actually, yeah, it does make sense, considering the long list of crimes you committed, including being liable for sexual assault and then defaming E. Jean Carroll after. Trump is an actual man baby, and for someone who has so much experience in life, he's kind of a little bitch. And if any of my Trump supporter friends are watching this, I just want you to remove your political bias for a second and just think about the demonstrable qualities between Donald Trump and Joe Biden. Which one spends all day ranting from his phone personally about things that have gone wrong, people that have wronged him, coming up with nicknames for people? I mean, I'm Gen Z. I have cousins who are still in diapers. They don't even whine as much as Donald Trump does. I'm taking college courses right now as well, and I'm always thinking if I had a professor who was as narcissistic as Donald Trump, I would drop that class immediately. Imagine going to class and your professor spends the whole time blaming other faculty for something that went wrong, spends the whole time coming up with nicknames for students and other teachers that he doesn't like, and then the whole latter half of the class is just spent listening to his achievements over and over, how good he is for everything, how he picks the best faculty. I would get sick of it, and this guy can't even run a classroom, let alone the country, the most powerful country in the world. But let's look at some of his Truth Social posts. This dude has posted on Truth Social like 40 times in the past 24 hours, probably with a bunch of empty Diet Coke cans next to him. But he said, "Can you imagine Adam Shifty Schiff talking about me evading justice when he is the most outrageously crooked politician out there, with the possible exception of crooked Joe Biden, the worst president by far in the history of the United States." First of all, why is he yelling at us? No one outside of your cult really cares. Secondly, Adam Schiff is not corrupt, and this is just pure projection from Donald Trump. Again, Donald Trump has this long list of crimes, but Adam Schiff, who's clean as a whistle, is somehow one of the most corrupt people right behind Joe Biden. It makes no sense. By the way, I refuse to download Truth Social, so I'm just getting these off of a Twitter that reposts him, but he said, "I built a magnificent business which helped rebuild New York City and state with amazing, unparalleled, historic properties and tons of cash, which crooked Joe Biden and his maniac persecutors are trying to wrongfully and illegally take from me. A bond of the size set by Democrat club-controlled judge and corrupt, racist Letitia James unlawful witch hunt." How many buzzwords can you possibly mash into one post? "Is unconstitutional, un-American, unprecedented, and practically impossible for any company, including one as successful as mine. The bonding companies have never heard of such a bond of this size before, nor do they have the ability to post such a bond even if they wanted to." I have to give him some credit. He's getting better at putting a bunch of bullshit together that just rolls off your tongue really well when you're reading it. The unconstitutional, unprecedented, un-American, and he has no room to talk about what's unconstitutional when he wanted to terminate the Constitution, and he even said before he ran that if someone burns the American flag, they should get deported, which falls under the First Amendment. He has no clue about the fundamentals of the Constitution, and he needs to stop talking about it. And listen, I'm 21 years old, and I think other Gen Zers are like 25, 26 max, and I think we understand the Constitution more than Donald Trump at this point. He is someone who needs to stay away from our generation and stay away from the Oval Office. Because think about it, if we vote for Joe Biden now, we can secure our institutions and mold them to look how we want them to look, so that when we're handed the keys to these institutions someday, we're able to pass massive climate change bills. We're able to codify Roe v. Wade. We're able to pass common sense gun control laws. But if we cede all of this ground to MAGA Republicans now, we may never get that chance, and that scares me. Donald Trump then proceeds to boost a disgusting conspiracy theory about Liz Cheney, and he says that she needs to be prosecuted. He's still mad because she was one of the first Republicans to stand up to him, and she also served on the January 6th committee, so he's still angry about that. He said, "She should be prosecuted for what she has done to our country. She illegally destroyed the evidence. Unreal." Again, he's projecting. The only person that needs to be prosecuted for destroying our country is Donald Trump. It sort of reminds me of how much he hated John McCain after McCain did the thumbs down for Obamacare, which, say what you want about John McCain, he's not perfect, but I will praise him for that for the rest of my life. I have family members that rely on the Affordable Care Act, and he saved it. And I hope we can all agree that despite our differences with John McCain, he was a Republican who actually cared about our country. The difference between someone like that and someone like Donald Trump could not be more clear. Donald Trump then sent another all-caps tweet where he's screaming at us for no reason, and he says, "A president of the United States must have full immunity, without which it would be impossible for him or her to properly function. Any mistake, even if well-intended, would be met with almost certain indictment by the opposing party at term end. Even events that cross the line must fall under total immunity, or will be years of trauma trying to determine good from bad. There must be certainty." Then he gives an example, and I feel like this was clearly crafted by his lawyer. Then Donald Trump took it, put it in all caps in his own words, then posted it, because some of this stuff I don't think he has a full grasp on. And listen, I could spend all day reading the 20 Truth Social posts that Trump likes to tweet out in all caps, but that would be torture for both of us. So the point is this: Donald Trump is an actual man baby who allocates all of his time towards talking himself up, putting other people down, and just focusing on his own achievements. He does not care about the future of the country. He cares about the future of his miserable life. I will work tirelessly, and so people in my generation understand how much of a threat he is, and understand that Joe Biden is better on every single issue. Everything from climate change to abortion to gun control to student loan relief, you can name it, Joe Biden is better on it. Donald Trump only cares about himself, and he needs to stay away from the White House. He needs to stay away from my generation. My name is Adam Mockler with The Blueprint. Have a great day.